What is going on, good and wonderful people? Here to bring in our video, and today we're going to rank Padmé Amidala voice actresses that brought the character to life, whether if it was the live action debut, or the games, or the cartoons. Like, we're gonna rank them and tell about the character, a little bit of war, not war, W-A-R-A-R. We're talking about L-O-R-E. And I'm also going to say Padmé is one of my top favorite Star Wars characters in the entire franchise. She's in the top 3. I'll tell you one day who are the top 2. So yeah, we're going to dive deep into this and tell about the character. So, Padmé is a human character. She is a brave, smart, kind character. Padmé was born on Naboo in 46 BBY and is elected queen at just 14 years old. She later becomes a senator in Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Well, before Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. And she's the secret wife of Anakin Skywalker, who is a Jedi. She met Anakin in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. She met Anakin when he was only a boy at 8 years old, and it was on the planet of Tatooine, where Anakin was born on and was a slave. So, also about her, she is the mother to Luke Skywalker and Leia Organa, the twins that are born in Revenge of the Sith, Episode 3, which came out in 2005. She's handy with a blaster, fought in big battles like Geonosis, and she dies from heartbreak in Revenge of the Sith, and her last words were, "There's good in him, I know," which was a very sad thing. Like, she loved Anakin, and she was heartbroken seeing what Anakin had become, even though Anakin was trying to save the woman he loved from dying, but he was tricked by Palpatine. Alright, now that we got some backstory and some facts about her, we're going to get into the voices that brought this character to life, whether it was the first appearance in 1999 by Natalie Portman, or to the video games early on, the cartoons, and others. So let's get into it. And I'll also tell the top 2, in my opinion, and the winner. So let's get into it. First, Natalie Portman, the original. She played Padmé in live-action movies from 1999 with The Phantom Menace to 2002, Attack of the Clones, and to 2005, Revenge of the Sith, and she hasn't been in a live action or return to the role since. She was cast at 16 years old by George Lucas, the creator, director, and producer of Star Wars. At 16 years old, while going to Harvard University for a psychology degree. Her voice, soft and elegant special accent. They lowered it digitally in post-production for Queen Amidala to sound more solemn and deep. The character is inspired, or should I say, the actress is apparently inspired by old stars Laura Bacall and Katharine Hepburn. Portman was surprised when she first heard the final Lord voice when the movie was wrapping up for Phantom Menace. So what does Natalie Portman bring? She brings raw emotion, heartbreak, strength, and big Senate speeches. Defines Padmé's compassion and tragedy forever. And here's a fun fact, apparently. Many costumes took 3 to 4 months to make, super detailed, that she had to wear during filming. So yeah, that's Natalie Portman, the original. Next, Grey de Weza, also called Grey Griffin. She voiced Padme in the early Star Wars video games, starting around 99, and Phantom Menace the video game, Galactic Battles, Clone Wars game from 2002, and more, about 9 titles total. She voiced Star Azura in Avatar: The Last Airbender, Daffy in Scooby-Doo. Her Padme has lots of energy and great for action and battle scenes. And this is Star Wars Clone Wars, not to get confused with Star Wars The Clone Wars from 2008 that most people can remember nowadays. Her Padme did not appear that much in the original Clone Wars miniseries, which was split into Volume 1 and 2, but she did get more of a bigger role in Star Wars Clone Wars Volume 2, which was the final one before they went on to make Revenge of the Sith. And her Padme had lots of energy, great for action and battle scenes, but sometimes she was more youthful or cartoony, I guess, with this one. So overall, I would say this is the third best Padme. I'm not going to include the the Droid Tales or the Robot Chicken one, because that's not the serious stuff. This is just going to be the serious ones, and former canon and non-canon. So, Legends Padme from Clone Wars 2003, I would say is the third best, as I already previously said, but she's not the greatest, but for what it was good for its time, and like I said, she was only in there for like barely any of it for Volume 1, and she got more of a bigger role in Volume 2, since Star Wars Clone Wars 2003 was split into 2 parts, Volume 1 and 2. I think if this would have showed more at the time, I think we would have possibly could have ranked her very high, but if you include all the Padme actresses, this one's the third best in my opinion. Next up, my personal favorite actress, and definitely gonna be in the top 2, is Catherine Tamber. Everyone calls her Cat Tamber on social media and stuff, and she is my favorite actress for those that know me, and I'm pretty sure she might watch this, hopefully. Like, if she watches it, hi. I comment on your Instagram a lot, and I've also been doing the hashtag Catherine Tamber for Elder Scrolls 6 as a female Nord follower companion. So yeah, Catherine Tamber started in as Padme in the 2008 Clone Wars, the film movie, and all 7 seasons of Padme. She also plays Padme again in the childish show Star Wars: The Forces of Destiny, and she was also in the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, which came out in, I think it was for 2022 if I remember. And she also plays Padme again in what I gotta think of it quick. What was it? Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars, but that was when there was no talking in the games at the time. So, and she's been up there for beyond playing Padme since then. So, these are the facts that we apparently know, if they're true. She studied Natalie Portman's movies a lot to match the tone. Her voice is naturally similar, elegant, soft, great emotion in romance scenes with Anakin, especially with the guy who played Anakin in the Clone Wars 2008 series, Matt. I forget his full name, but Matt is also a great Anakin. Maybe I'll also one day do that, compare the Anakin voices. She's great with Senate speeches in the show, like really great. Like you can tell she really puts a lot of effort into this, Catherine Tamber. And she makes her own decisions. She's femmy, but not a damsel in distress. She's awesome with the blaster in the show, even though she didn't make the blaster sounds, but I'm just talking about the character in the show. Fun fact, she also does other Star Wars roles. She voiced Leia in The Force Unleashed, and also apparently she dressed as Leia for an audition, even though she thought it was just voice work. So Catherine Tabor's been the Padme of now and the foreseeable future, and she's been great. Like, she really has been. Where she says a few lines and makes a brief appearance in like Star Wars Season 7, that one episode where she was talking to Anakin on a hologram, which was a sweet emotional moment. And she also played a childish role in Star Wars. What was that one where she was a pirate Padme, and it was just a Lego thing. It wasn't serious, but she's still great for this. Like, and I'm glad Catherine Tabor is willing to come back anytime to voice Padme. I still remember watching Tales of the Jedi, the funeral scene that we learned Ahsoka was there. I remember crying, like seeing Catherine Tabor's Padme there in Clone Wars animation. I still also cried, believe it or not, when Padme died in the Lego Star Wars Skywalker saga, because I thought it was truly the end, the last time we're going to see her play Padme. Yeah, I actually did. Like, and the last time we have seen her voice Padme in canon was Clone Wars Season 7, and the last time we have seen canon Padme, even though she wasn't talking, was the funeral scene. So yeah, every time I usually think this is the end, she always comes back to voice the character, or we get something of her. She has also done reading books of it. So Catherine Tabor is an amazing. She's the definitive cartoon actress for Padme, and she's just a great person. If you follow her on Instagram, and if you just like, you can tell she's just a great person. Like, so yeah. I am so glad, like, we got someone that's willing to come back and voice this character, like, for the foreseeable future. I don't know how much Padme content we're eventually going to get in the future, whether it's on the shows. Personally, I would love to see Padme get her own, like, spin-off, like, mini-series, like, stuff that we never saw before, her on her free time. And it would be pretty cool to have Catherine Tabor voice a show where she's the star of the show. Like, that would be really, really fucking awesome. Sorry, my language. So, yeah, so she's just incredible, Catherine Tabor. So now it's time for the final two. Alright, here we are at the end, the final two, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw this coming since I skipped the other two actresses, since they're not in important roles, since the other one is just serious, the other one's an adult comedy parody show. But here we are, and I'm sure the rankings for the first and second are pretty much the same for most people, or sometimes it could be switched around. But overall, second place will be Catherine Tabor, and if she's watching this, like, please don't get angry. Like, you're still my favorite actress of all time, and I'm still gonna do the hashtag campaign and all that. But she's an amazing. She extends Padme perfectly from the movies into animation with the same grace, deeper emotion, and the Clone Wars stories, romance scenes with Anakin feel magical and real. She nails the regale, tone, and heart Padme needs. From interviews, she really loves the role and Padme's strength. So she's the second best Padme, and she's just incredible. And I'm glad to have her as the Padme of the now and the future. And I'm sure she'll be for a long time. I don't know if Natalie Portman will ever come back. She has said in the past, years ago, that Star Wars ruined her career, which is sad. I don't think she deserves the hate when the prequels were not loved that much at the time, from 99 to 2005. But after what happened with the, Disney movies and all that, I'm not going to get into that. I don't want drama and division to get in here. So yeah, my winner is Natalie Portman. She's the original, sets the bar for everything. Padme is raw emotion and heartbreak, and strength defines compassion, tragedy, and hope. Famous lines like "There's good in him," "I know him," "Behind the scenes." You can tell she's just great with the people she works with. So, and the soul of Padme starts with her, like the original Padme actress. One thing I will also, before I end this, I would love to see them remake the Clone Wars. I mean, not the Clone Wars. Remake Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith. Make like no like changes. Just make like a copy and put it in theaters, like a cartoon version of Revenge of the Sith. It would be amazing to hear Captain Tabor do the Natalie Portman's lines, but in a serious tone, unlike the Skywalker saga. And here, there's good in him. I know, very serious. I would probably cry again seeing that. So yeah, Catherine is second, and also Portman is number one. So yeah, this is my ranking, giving my thoughts on it. What do you think? Who's your favorite?